It's July 2018 and we're still getting Xbox Scarlett leaks. Well, let's get into it. Alright everyone, so I want to give my different take on the situation, and I'm not just going to read off the entire article because I have some thoughts about the situation, but I will post the link in the description down below. But first, if you haven't heard, I'll quickly go over it. Brad Sams via TheWhat.com leaked some Xbox Scarlett news, and if you think about it, it's kind of what Phil mentioned at E3. He mentioned at E3 and he acknowledged the need for hardware in the house, the power box, and he acknowledged that there'll be a streaming service. And what does this leak have? Well, apparently there's going to be two pieces of hardware, one being a streaming box and one being the power box, the one that won't require the cloud, won't require streaming. That'll be the option I'll get, but two pieces of hardware. And one of the big problems with streaming games is latency, and you know, when you hit a button you instantly want to see what happens on the screen, and when that doesn't happen, well, it's not good. It breaks immersion, it ruins gameplay, it ruins flow, and frankly it triggers me inside. But apparently Microsoft have been working on technology to get that latency down to next to nothing, and if you remember back in 2013 they actually got Halo 4 running on a phone via streaming, but apparently it wasn't good enough. And with something like a shooter you really don't want latency whatsoever, so they figured out a way how to do it. With streaming, there will be some hardware inside the streaming box that will help with things like video processing, controller commands, things like that. And this could be the thing that could have maybe helped things like on Live back in the day, because if you remember there was a tiny little console that you could get, but that basically did nothing. That was just a video out and internet in. And if Microsoft can get this working at a reasonable price next gen, that would be a very entertaining product to people. Because look, let's face it, when you buy a new gen it's going to cost a lot of money, but if you can buy a cheaper version, if your internet is really good, that would be probably the way to go. Or if you have more than one person living in the household, what if you have kids, what if you travel a lot? Think about things like hospitals. This could be handy in so many situations, and for me it's a product I consider buying for a different room. But to be honest, I'm more interested in the power box. Now obviously I only just got my Xbox One X in November. I have zero interest in getting a console, a next gen console just yet. Thankfully this next console is meant to be coming in 2020, and that seems about right. You know, last gen was a very long gen, and let's face it, towards the back end of last gen, it's kind of getting old. And for this gen to be 7 years old, you know, that's still kind of long. But we got these mid-gen refreshes, which aren't necessary purchases. You don't need a Pro or an Xbox One X. It just depends on, do you want better graphics right now on a console of your preference. But back to the next gen stuff, what this could mean next gen, especially for Microsoft, is that they could probably get ahead if this works, because while Sony does have a streaming service, they do not have the tech in place nor the data centers around the world to do such thing, right? They don't have, I think it's like over 50 data centers Microsoft have across the world, and well, it's well over 50, but Sony can't do that. Yes, they could get more data centers in the future, but that's going to cost money, and if we're going off things in the past, they aren't investing that PSN money back into the service, and you still can't change your names or do cross progression. But that's a story for another day. This could really work or it could fail, but either way I think it's good to have options. So if you have good internet and you want the streaming box, good, you're you're going to be able to spend less, and plus if you're spending less and you can buy something like Game Pass, well, think about that as a package right there. You're going to be saving a lot of money, and with EA Access and with games with gold, that's a lot of games per year with a cheaper next gen system. And frankly, it's kind of cool that this is happening next gen, should I say, because again, I'm not interested in the streaming box, but it's the fact that it was acknowledged at E3 that we need native hardware capable of doing these games with these graphics. And for me, that's what I want, and I know a lot of you will want that too. Plus, streaming, not for me. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. I am out. Follow me on Twitter, the link in the description down below. Hope everyone has a good day. I'm out.